Joined right now by another amateur meteorologist, but an expert baseball man, Jon Morosi from FoxSports.com. Always love catching up with you when you're here in Detroit or wherever you're at. And we actually saw you briefly in Boston the other day, not long enough to get on the air. But you were there, you went to school in that city, went in to write a little bit about what went on. What were your impressions while you were there?
Really, Joel, it was surreal. I think a lot of people have said that, but it really felt that way. It felt like you were living in an episode of Homeland. It was going on right where you were, watching television with the shootout going on right a few miles away. But I really do think that you saw sports, I think, transcending what was going on from the standpoint of helping to heal the people. And I think, frankly, the Red Sox team that you saw play, they seem to be embracing their role and how they can help the city. Very, very powerful images you see there at Fenway Park. And I really think this is a team that is probably better equipped to handle that responsibility than really the Red Sox last year, who you saw the different infighting and things like that. This is a very unified team. They understand the healing power in sports, and you saw that, I think, all weekend long at Fenway.
And John, I'm going to go back to the end of spring training. I read a prediction that you made in the American League Central where you had the Kansas City Royals finishing on top ahead of these Detroit Tigers. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, Jeff, I told Dayton Moore, I said, I'm glad you guys are in first place now. I mean, I live here. I said, I have to be able to talk to the fans and my family and explain that prediction. But I really like the way the Royals play baseball. I just love the overall athleticism of the team, and the James Shields and Wade Davis acquisition. I think they were both huge. You know, we saw with the San Francisco Giants last year, you don't have to hit a lot of home runs. You do not have to have a thunderous lineup from top to bottom to win. But this is a team that I think has the elements. And they have a great starting rotation now with Shields and Davis, who we'll see tonight. The bullpen is very good. The defense is very good. And there's certainly enough power, I think, up and down the lineup. And the best part of all, I think, Jeff, is just this is a team that has matured together. You know, seeing this team come into Detroit in the years past, they looked young. They looked like they weren't quite ready. But now I think they show up at the ballpark. They think they can win every day because their starting pitcher is good enough to do that. And they also have had this great experience of playing together. You see the Cardinals, the way they play, the Giants, the way they play. It comes from playing together, and this group of Royals players has absolutely done that.
And now one of the things on this prediction, you expected Mike Moustakas and Eric Hosmer to be big contributors on the offensive side, but they have not contributed. You got to feel good about the chance of them if they come around.
There's no question about that, Jeff. I think it's very similar to the Braves, even with how they've had some guys like B.J. Upton, Jason Hayward. They've been kind of low there production-wise, but the team is still playing well. I think we're seeing the same thing with Kansas City there with Hosmer and Moustakas. Only 3 extra base hits between them. I don't think that's going to continue for very much longer, Jeff. This is a very good lineup, and I think that really what you see is a lot of threats top to bottom, and I think you've seen Kane really emerge. And I certainly think Gordon is one of the more dynamic leadoff hitters in the game. So I just like so much about this lineup. We haven't talked about Perez yet. I think he's a tremendously well-rounded player. Just a lot to like, and I think that the young guys that we're talking about, the overall maturation, it's going to continue to happen as the season goes along. This is a dangerous team. I know there's a lot of people in the Detroit clubhouse very aware of how good this Royals team is right now.